Everyone, you should have gotten 3 to the negative 7 for the second one. Okay, so if you look at part C, there are 4. Can you guess what that would be? Everything here, there's 4 of them, so I would say that that inside the parentheses is 3 to the negative 4. It's kind of like part A, where there were 3, and we wrote negative 3. So I need to square this. So by the product of powers property, power of a power, you're just going to multiply those two, 3 to the negative 8. Okay, if you're still struggling to see that, you could rewrite this as 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. Write that out 2 times because the power right there says 2. How many are there? There are 8, and that's why I have negative 8. So if you have to do that, that is totally fine. I will show you both ways. For part D, how many do you see? 3, right? So this here inside the parentheses would be 3 to the negative 3. And then to the power of a power, you need to multiply the powers. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Okay, and again, if you don't like it like that, take this exponent 3 and we're going to draw this inside the parentheses 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and there are 9 altogether, so it's 3 to the negative 9. Okay, now for the last one, they're giving it to us a little bit differently. So what you need to know is by the definition of a negative exponent, let's say I have, I'm going to call it x to the negative n by the definition, and this was in your textbook if you took a look. This is the same thing as x to the n. So I'm going to substitute the x for this set of parentheses right here. So instead of putting x, I'll put 3, 3, 3 to the negative 2 is the same thing as 1 over, and my x here again was 3, 3, 3, but this time I'm going to write positive 2. Okay, so this is the same thing as 1 over 2 groups of this and that's the same thing as 3 to the negative 6. I kind of took the long way from here up at the top. The shortcut would have been to figure out how many 3's are inside the parentheses. 3. And then make that to the negative 2 power. So all you need to do is multiply the powers. As you can see, there are multiple ways to get the answer. You do what's most comfortable for you. Okay, so let's take a look at the very bottom. So, by the definition, again, of a negative exponent, it's the same thing as 1 over x to the positive exponent. So in this case, our x is 160,000. So I'm going to rewrite this as 100, well I guess it's already written there. That would just be the same as 1 over 160,000 to the first power. So you really don't even need that 1 right there. So look, these are the same. So I'm going to circle A. Going on to the next page. I am looking to find all the matches of 1 over 160,000. Part B. That is not the same. So so I'm not going to circle that. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this is the same as 1 over 400 to the positive 2. And if I do 400 times 400, I get 1,000. Well, I know it's 16, and I'm going to double the amount of zeros, so I'll put 4 zeros. Are these two the same? Yes. Okay, so for the next one, you would write 1 over 20 to the positive 4. I'm just using the definition of a negative exponent. X to the negative n is the same thing as 1 over x to the n. Okay, so 1 over, I'm going to multiply 20 times 20 times 20 times 20. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, and I have 4 zeros. So that is the same thing, so I'll circle that. This problem just means negative 80 squared. And that answer would be 64 with 2 zeros, 6,400. So that is not the same. So for number 2, you should have circled A, C, and D. Those were the correct options, okay? A, C, and D. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Select all of the expressions that are equivalent to 5 to the negative 3. Remember, 5 to the negative 3 is the same thing as 1 over 5 to the positive 3. And in case we need it, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. Is negative 15 equal to one of these? No. Is part B, is this equivalent to one of these? Yes. Here, let's simplify this. There are 3 ones. Well, 1 to the third power is just 1. There are 5 3s, so this is the same as this. Is this the same as this? Yes. Is 15 the same as this? No. Is negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, which would be negative 125, the same as this? No. Okay, so we should have got B and C for this one. B and C. Moving on. Number 4. Still just going with the definition of x to the negative n equals 1 over x to the n. Okay, so I'm going to change this 4 to the negative 8 to 1 over 4 to the 8th. I'm going to draw that out. 1 over 4 8 times. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What can I replace each 4 by? 4 with. What times what is 4? 2 times 2? So I will replace each of these 4s by 2 times 2. It's going to take up a lot of room. So this first 4 is 2 times 2. The second 4 is 2 times 2. The third 4 is 2 times 2. 2 times 2. How many more do I need? I need 4 more of these. I'm going to put it down here. Okay, now you have to count how many 2's do you see? How many 2's are all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's 1 over 2 to the 16. But this is telling us to rewrite it with a base of 2. So I would go back and put this as 2 to the negative 16. Now, how could we have done this problem without doing all of this work? What could we have done up here in the problem? What could we have changed that 4 to? Let me do it right up here. 4 to the negative 8. Well, 4 is the same thing as 2 squared. And now you just have to multiply your exponents with 2 times negative 8. So you get the same answer either way you do it. You pick the method that you like best. Okay. So for number 5, it says to evaluate. That means we have to actually get the answer. So it'll be okay to use a calculator here if we need it. So for the first one, I'm first going to replace this with 1 over c to the positive 2. Well, c is negative 3. Doesn't c squared mean the same thing as c times c? So if I replace those with negative 3's, what's negative 3 times negative 3? Positive 9. Alright, so we're going to need this one answer to be able to do the next two. This is going to save us a lot of time down here. So all we have to do here is multiply 4 times what we just got for an answer. We just got what c to the negative 2 is. It's 1/9. So just do 4 times 1/9. If you want, you can put a 1 underneath it and multiply straight across. 4 9s. This one here, there's an invisible negative 1 in front of it. What do we just get for c to the negative 2? It was up here, 1/9. So just do negative 1 times 1/9, which is negative 1/9. That. Number 6. Rewrite this using, oops, what happened to my thing? Negative 6 over c to the 7th. Okay, and then the very last one, rewrite this using negative exponents. So I know that this is the same thing as 1 over 49 times 1 over c squared. I also know that 7 times 7 is 49. The square root of 49 is 7. So I'm going to replace this 49 with 7 to the 2nd power. I'll just bring this down. How do you rewrite 7? 1 over 7 squared. Times c to the negative 2. So this answer is correct. Or you could even, since they both have the same power, 7c and put them both to the negative 2 like that. Either one of these would be okay. Alright guys, I hope you're watching this video. See you later. Well, you'll hear me.